Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media presents Around the Mound baseball and softball show, and it's a beautiful Sunday evening. And um, folks, I went from the hacks to the sneezes, so all this right down here is decided to just jump up here. It's until where it's going to be at next week. So, but hopefully, I can get through actually a show for once. And my apologies out first off. I've been sick for better most of my spring break on for about 3 weeks now. Been battling a lot of stuff. I'm not been my norm. Hopefully, I can get myself better so that I can actually get out there and cover a few more of these games and give Edward a little bit of a break there. Edward's he's been a hammering down every night, and I know he's wearing down a little bit, but I've slacked off but hopefully I can get better enough to be able to get in there. But talked about Edward, Edward, how you doing? And Ryan, how you doing?
Well, man, I mean, I'm doing great as long as you can hear me. My internet allows me to stay on tonight, but that's what it's about. We're just talking about hammering down all week. That's what it's about. Getting out there, actually going out to the games and promoting these student athletes, and giving them the recognition they deserve. Because I could easily, stay at the house, write stories and stuff like that, but you ain't giving the student athletes the recognition they deserve without actually going and watching them firsthand and seeing all the hard work these student athletes are putting in, not just on the field, but off the field. A lot of them, every one of them puts in the work, and they deserve to be recognized.
Absolutely. Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Enjoying the weather, no rain. Uh, Love to be there. Sadly, wish y'all to cover a game, but I had a thing called work, couldn't miss. So, uh, looking forward to joining Edward DeMar at Bell County, doing a good baseball game Monday night.
Yeah, and talk about that baseball game. It's gonna be a good one, ain't it?
It is. I mean, it's going to be a district matchup, and it's. I believe it's got the potential to be. Should I call it a slobber knocker? I think there's a former announcer that used to say that all the time, but I think it's going to be a good game to go cover.
Yeah, and again, my apologies to Jens also. I've dropped the ball some and the last couple of weeks. Been fighting some really rough stuff, and hopefully I can get back to norm. And like you said, ever get out and cover these kids the way that we should be covering them. Not about just writing a story. Go out and watch them play. Go out and cover them. Go out and interview. Go out and talk to these kids, these coaches, and that's what it should be about. And again, hopefully I can get going and Ryan, I'm not going to get into Ryan's business, but he's got a little bit of a changeover in his life. But once he gets it lined out, he'll be out there too doing what we know Ryan's good at. Ryan's Mister Interview, and I know you are, Edward. But um, before we bring our first guest on, Carter, and let's just talk about how crazy and how use crazy and wacky baseball and softball both has been the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks
Yeah, I
ago,
mean,
I'll sort it out. 2 weeks ago, I would say Corbin baseball, they're rolling, they're separating, and then Whitley County says, I don't think so, and then beats them twice in 1 week. And Whitley County's starting to look really good again, really good, and they're defended state champions for a reason. And then you look at the other side, and not taking nothing away from Middlesboro. We know what South Laurel's been doing in softball. I mean, they just been crushing their comp. And then you look at that scoreboard and you say, Millsboro just beat South Laurel. And we know what Millsboro had firsthand, Edward. You know exactly what Millsboro had, and you've been talking about them silently all year. So is that the Middlesboro you thought would be?
Well, I knew Middlesboro, coming in that they had lost two of their star players, but they was returning basically everybody but two players. So, I knew that they was going to be a team to be reckoned with, and now I think they're starting to get everything gelling. So, they're going to be a team that you're going to have to watch out for.
Ryan, you got anything to say before we bring Carter on?
And I think y'all basically covered it right there.
Yeah, it's just a wacky. It's just but it also shows about but it shows how balanced a region is. There's no separation, and we say that all the time. But but that being said, let's bring on Carter Kelly for North Laurel. And when you're talking about teams that are Carter, I know it's easy for us to set back, but can I say that your team's sort of starting to hit their stride a little bit now?
Oh yeah, we're starting to get some good wins, and we're getting going now. Everybody's like hitting good and everything.
Yeah, it's hard not to see, because like the Clay counties has been, up there on our top three, top four, and seeing you like, oh, there's North Laurel there, wow, wow,
Yeah.
here we go. But just tell us the thoughts of your season so far.
Uh, I mean, just it's been a fun season. We're excited and just ready to start playing. More district games and stuff. We got Jackson County tomorrow, ready to play.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. You got back to back. You got look like a Harmon Road with Jackson kind of a really big district games for
Yeah,
Yuns, and um, I don't even have to explain how big they are for you. You already know,
yeah.
uh, um, have you had time to look at them any?
Just a little bit. I don't know. We already know what we're about to see. It's not. I don't know. We haven't really talked that much about Jackson County.
Well, off the subject of baseball, it's sort of like prom season. Have you had your prom yet and all that
No,
stuff?
I didn't go to prom. I'm just a sophomore.
I didn't know if the rules were still. Is it just senior only now,
It's
or
juniors and seniors.
junior and seniors?
Yep.
Believe it or not, Carter, I'm so old. They about allow anybody to go to their prom. They probably allow an elementary person to go to them as long as they can sell a ticket. They wouldn't care. But so
Yeah.
Do you have any like sophomore dances or anything you get to go to, or any end of the school
No,
year?
just gotta wait till I'm a junior.
Save your money on the ticket. Go to McDonald's or Taco Bell or
Yeah.
something. But Edward, I'll let you or Ryan, whoever wants
Well,
Edward.
gotta get over my son out there throwing a fit, but looking at the remaining part of your schedule, you got some pretty rough teams coming. You've got Jackson County, Madison Southern, you got Corbin, Harlan County. So, kind of give me, your thoughts on the remaining stretch of your schedule.
Yeah, it's gonna be the hardest part of the season. That's for sure. We just gotta keep playing.
And, looking at like the top part, I know you went to, if I'm not mistaken, it was South Carolina to play in the Cal Ripken experience. And you look like you played some teams out of West Virginia, New Jersey,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So, how do you think that's going to help you all going into district play?
it's definitely gonna help us a lot. The West Virginia teams, they were good and just they helped us get prepared and seeing all the good pitching and everything.
And my favorite thing nowadays is since I'm too old to be able to get out there and do any of that anymore, is I'm a stat guy, and right now it ain't got your four most recent games put on here, but at the time you was batting a 545. So I got to ask you, was coaches opposing coaches looking at basically intentional walking you because I mean your RBIs are through the roof. You've got home runs, a bunch of stolen bases. So I mean, was there any games like you got intentionally walked when you got up to bat?
No,
Um,
I never got intentionally walked.
I didn't want to interrupt you on that one, Edward. Have they updated that? Because I believe it was at 16 out of 20 games that was updated. So there's probably about four more games. I'm sure that he's probably padded them stats a little bit more since. But the one thing that does catch your eye is that 545 bat. You know, that's every other bat. He's getting a base hit. That's like PlayStation Madden deal. There, you know, that just you don't hear that.
You
But
you,
go ahead.
you don't. But yeah, now they don't have the most four recent games. But I got to ask you, what kind of work do you have to put in to be able to perform at the level you're performing at?
I mean, I usually I try to get swings every day. So just go in the cage or hit on the field, whatever I can, every day.
So on the off season, what all do you do to be able to keep yourself in shape for baseball?
Well, let's see. Last off season, I didn't really do a whole lot of baseball. I played football and basketball, so I was pretty busy. Yeah,
Well,
I did.
that leads me into my next question. I'd seen where you did play multiple sports. So how hard is it going from football to basketball, from basketball straight into baseball, and to be able to get yourself in stride like you have?
It's pretty hard. Just putting one sport down and just picking the other one up. Like not working that much on it, but it's fun. It's fun to play different things.
And, this is typically a Mark question, but I'm gonna have to ask you. What is there one that you like swing towards more than the other?
I typically swing more towards football, but now that I'm having success with baseball, so baseball is pretty fun right now. So I don't know.
Before I asked all the questions, Ryan, I'll let you chime in there.
Uh, when you seen your schedule, Dale, what was one game or series of games that you and your team had circled that you couldn't wait to play?
I don't really know. We don't really have any games that we just dying to play. We're just playing one game at a time. Ready for Jackson County, I guess.
And then I know y'all went to the 13th Division semifinals last year. What's it going to kind of take to make it further in that 13th Division tournament and make it run to the state tournament?
Probably just start pitching. We gotta have some better pitching and just more guys throwing good games and not walking as many people.
And my last one here, I always kind of ask this one. What is your coach did for you and your team to help y'all better play this season?
He just oh, that's a hard question. He's always in there helping us and just showing us what we're doing wrong, just new stuff. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say.
I'm Carter.
That's all I had, Mark.
I'm Carter. We know that you're pretty good at other sports also, and how hard is that to juggle from all the sports? And I don't know if you do clubs or anything like that, but how hard is it for you to do all of that and then just be a normal student at North Laurel High School?
I mean, it's not too bad. It is kind of hard though. Like if I have a late game, it's kind of hard to do my homework and stuff. But I try my best to get time for it.
I know you're a sophomore. I know you got a couple more years to jiggle on this, but I know you say that you're starting to like baseball better, and they would sort of ask you that. I mean, or I mean, next level, was it one that you might lean more to the other at this point, or is it just you just go play the next 2 years out and see where it goes?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna see where the next few years go and just see how everything goes. But yeah, baseball is probably my favorite at the moment.
So is your plan to next following year to go on to football and basketball again, or are you gonna go to one sport?
Yeah, I'll probably still just play all three. I don't just gotta see how they go. I plan on playing football as soon as baseball's over.
Okay. Um, just I mean, that overwhelms me just to be able to play. I mean, is that? I mean that's enough. But I mean, are they like clubs or anything else that you do, or just?
No, not
Uh,
nothing else really.
yeah, I just say I don't know how you get time to even do that. But just tell us a little bit about just your experiences so far. Again, I know you got a couple more years, but your high school experience so far, and you just being a sophomore.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
The experience, just how your high school career has been so far. I know you're just a sophomore, but to this point, I mean, how do you feel about it?
Uh, I feel pretty good about it. I've had fun playing all three sports and everything. I love playing with all my teammates. We're all good, real close buddies and everything. And like everything, just it's fun. I don't know. It's kind of hard to
Uh,
explain.
yeah, I understand. Edward.
You can correct me if I'm wrong here, but looking at your roster, I think you've only got two seniors, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, that's right.
and the rest of your team is freshmen and sophomores. I think one seventh grader.
Yep, that's right.
Man, can you imagine the future that they have once they hit being seniors? But talking about your two seniors, what have they done, or what have they meant to you to try to help you develop more as the seasons progressed?
They definitely helped everybody a lot. They're good leaders. And they know they have more experience and they know more like playing games. They teach everybody on the team everything.
So, I seen where you also played baseball last year and this year. What would you say has been the biggest difference between last season and this season that had made you flip the liking baseball more?
See, last year we had a lot of seniors, like a lot of older guys, and I didn't really get that many opportunities. Now this year it's a lot of sophomores and freshmen, so I'm getting more opportunities and just having the most with them.
Before they go to their next question, but correct me here, Carter, if I'm wrong, but the seventh grader that he was talking about, dang near won the Little League World Series. One of the players, right? Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Cooper
Uh,
Parman.
Yeah. Do you ever tease him about? Because I actually watched the game. He hit the home run, just flipped the bat. And I just
Yeah,
do you ever give him a hard time about that?
yeah. We all do.
um, have you ever did anything like that on your own, like played in any of them events like that, or?
You mean like bat flipping?
No, I mean like the World Series or anything, or got any little league
Uh,
championships or anything like that.
no, I think the furthest I ever made in Little League was the Final Four of the state. It's the farthest
How
I went.
I could just imagine how fun that was just to be able to experience something like that.
Yeah.
But Edward, I'll let you and Ryan finish off. When you was talking about that, I just thought about that last year.
Yeah. So I see that you also play. Is it in the outfield?
Yeah.
And I've seen that you're a tremendous hitter. So is there one side you like better? Do you like catching, the fly balls and stuff, and getting the opposing team out, or you prefer knocking them over the fences?
I prefer hitting.
Mhm.
I could see that. Home run's always good. When you hit one, do you point and call your shot, or how do you do it when you knock them over the fences?
No, I don't really point it up. I've only hit one home run, so it's kind of hard to tell when they're going out or not.
Well, Mark said that he wants to see, the players point and call their shot, but if I'd done that, I'd strike out each time.
If I was as young and athletic as you, Carter, I'd be trash talking up. Heck, I'd be doing the flex,
The
and
flexing,
I'd
yeah.
be pointing. Yeah, I'd have to do something, or yeah, yeah. Is it ever
But
tempting? I know you're a good sportsman, but is it ever tempting just to do something like that every now and then?
Yeah, it is tempting. If it's like if it's a big heated game, I get a double or something. I get excited.
So you have did the flex on
Yeah, I
second base?
flex every
Okay,
now and then.
okay. Well,
I can see that. If I
I
could
know.
ever make the run to second base, I probably would too. But I could barely make it to first, let alone second. So
I know I like Carter. He knocks that double or triple or whatever, and he's like pointing to the crowd, and I can see him. Yeah, we definitely have to go watch him now. I'll be pointing back
yeah,
at him.
for sure. But my final couple of questions. I love to ask these to every student athlete that comes on. But my first one is: there like a certain game that you've liked playing in more than any other?
From this year,
It can be this year, last year,
Anytime.
seventh, eighth grade, anytime.
uh, probably this year against South. It was when I hit my only home run. Yeah,
Well,
it
I
got
can
pretty
I can
heated.
see that.
It was fun.
And my last question for you: is there a certain player or team that you like playing against more than anybody else?
Probably South. South Laurel, yeah. It's always fun
What,
playing them
what,
every year.
what would it be because y'all are considered, crosstown rivals, or is it just
Yeah,
more fun to play in that game?
the crosstown rivals.
So
Yeah,
when
you
when
got
y'all
to.
when y'all win that game, do y'all have more bragging rights, or y'all trash talking back and forth and like, hey, we got you
Yeah,
this go around, or
yeah. See,
Uh,
when you see him at Huddle House, you get the bragging rights and stuff, right?
yeah, we run into them at Waffle House.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Waffle House.
Yeah.
but Ryan,
I think y'all took all of mine as my internet went out for a second, so I had to switch over to my phone. I think y'all covered all mine.
Uh, um, Carter, again,
My
thank you for
goodness.
coming on. I know there's a thing called school going on, and
That's all right.
I'm sure that you probably had better things to do on a Sunday night, and the three old guys question you to death. But we do appreciate you coming on, and you've been a really, really great interview. And like I said, it's hard. I wish we had the 20 out of 20 reporting me, but at this point, it's hard not to look at. And I know you're about team first, but it's hard not to see what you're doing individually and not be impressed by it. And just keep on keeping on, and hopefully we can
don't
get down
forget
there.
the
Really.
graph, Mark.
Oh yeah, I thought that you was going to post that.
Well, my internet's lagging too much for me to be able to get to it.
Okay, but just keep on keeping on. But Edward made you something here, and I think he does pretty good. I'm not going to brag on it, but I think I sort of mentioned it to you. And after the show, he'll text it to you, or I'll text it to you. You can share it or whatever you want to. But it'll be on their pages. But if I pull, I think it's right here.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, he does pretty good at it. I'm not going to blow him up too much, Carter, or he'll have to go sideways into the bedroom. But but that'd be shareable on their pages, and
Okay.
I'll message it to you if you want to. Your family or your folks or friends want to use it, and I know if my kid had something like that, I'd be blowing all over my Facebook page. But uh, but again, thank you for coming on, and keep on keeping on, and just love what you and the Jags are doing, and hopefully we could get our health better and actually get down there and cover you. And one good day, you deserve the attention. You deserve the love. You deserve the interviews, and it's definitely I like the directions you're going. But again, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. See ya.
Good luck.
Hopefully, Edward read my private chat question there, or we might be. Did you read my private chat question? Deal, because I was needing you to do something because my internet's being really, really rough right now.
And I
Really,
can't do it. Edward is the only one that can do it.
Edward's got a. I don't know what that. What? Are you in your bedroom, Ryan?
Yes,
No,
sir.
that's me.
Oh, okay.
Well, me and Ryan both are. It's the only place I can get some quiet around here with all my kids running wild.
Well, I'm in my living room, and my kids keep passing by me, making all kinds of gestures to me, and you might want to message the parent too about that, how we're doing that, Edward. Well, what it is, for some odd reason, it'll only allow me to send out one invite at a time. So our next guest, we're hoping Edward can get the invite sent out. So then we can bring our next guest on, Jada Botang, and that's going to be a really, really fun interview. And of course, speaking of her, boom, there she is. She's on, Edward.
As was speaking.
Yeah, Edward has saved the day again. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to blow him up. But let's bring her on. Jada, thank you for coming on. And my internet's acted up, and I guess Edward got the link out to you. So Edward saved the day again.
Yeah.
It
So
just
that's what I
felt like
do. I'm like Jada. I come in clutch when needed to.
it just felt like yesterday whenever I saw you. I don't know if there's any truth to that. So after them long games there, um, what did you do? Just go home and relax, chill, or
Yeah,
what?
I went home, took a shower, and I was out.
I sort of did the same thing. I got home, I ate, I hit my bed. I was going to watch a movie. I had the bed, the popcorn, the movie, and I made about 10 minutes of that movie. And I don't. I woke up, my popcorn was in the floor. I knocked my pop. Yeah, it was a mess. But Jada, awesome performance yesterday. I just noticed something today. I think both of your wins was 17-2, exact same score.
Yeah, we run ruled both of them.
Yeah, so awesome performance yesterday. But just tell us a little bit about maybe your thought, not as much as yesterday, but the thoughts of your season so far.
We've improved a lot recently, and um, we're slowly starting to get in the groove of, you know, uh, I can't think of the word, but we've improved a lot recently, and we've been doing good past couple of games.
And by the way, folks, if you don't know, for our viewers listening, and again, a shout out to all of our viewers out there. Good numbers tonight. Thank you very much about listening to a bunch of old guys. Ryan coughing, me sneezing, and Edward being Edward. I don't know, but thank you to all the viewers. And just in case if you don't know, Jada's in 8th grade. And it seems like you've been here forever already. I don't know. I know we had you on the show, interview you and stuff last year, and you always a great interview and stuff. But it uh, did they?
Well, I wanna interrupt you just for 1 second, Mark. You talked about the two games yesterday. I don't know if you know this or not, but in the first game, she went 4 for 4 with 5 RBIs. Second game, she had 2 RBIs. And one of them should have technically been considered an inside the park home run. So she ended up with with total RBIs in a 2 game stretch.
So is that the E Hall unofficial stats?
That is the E Hall official stats.
Well, the inside the Parker I remember because I believe I was asking her about the interview, and Jada, tell me if I'm right or wrong. My memory's bad, but he sort of caught you in between the second and third. So they threw it to third, and you're bouncing around, and I think they threw it back to second. You're still bouncing around, and then I think maybe was it the third or the second baseman that dropped it, and he was able to take the
Uh,
base.
it was the second baseman that went all the way into center field, and I just went on home.
Yep, yep, yeah. So I mean, technically, that is an inside the park home run. We'll just scratch that the person dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That's one of you should call the K to say hey and say hey, give me a home run on this. But well, but just I'll let Everett ask you some questions. I got a few things for you. Unless Everett
Well,
wants to bring his one thing he made up.
not yet,
Okay.
But now the stats that are showing is only 14 games reported, and I just said you had 7 in the 2 games on Saturday, but without those right now on the season, you're sitting at 16 RBIs, and you're batting a 457. So I know all the work that you put in, but just tell me, how hard it is to be able to stay like that on a consistent basis.
It's really difficult. I mean, it does take a lot of time and dedication.
And I think I've got to cover you. I think it's 3 times this season. And each game you all do look like you all are improving game in and game out. What have you seen was the biggest difference from like your very beginning game till right now?
Hitting. It's been hitting. We've improved a
What
lot.
what I also had the 3 Addisons on your team. Also tell me that y'all was in a hitting slump all season. But it
Yeah.
seems like the 3 games I've came to, y'all put up major numbers.
Yeah, we've been practicing a lot, honestly, with our hitting.
And which I do know you play a little bit of shortstop too. So, is there one side that you like better? Do you like playing shortstop, or you prefer, getting the doubles, the triples, the home runs, the RBIs? Which one do you prefer the most?
Me personally, I love hitting, but it could go either way. I mean, playing infield and making those defensive plays and diving catches, or I like that too, but I prefer hitting.
I
Well,
know I
Brian,
know
before
Everett's
I
got.
go,
Okay, before Ryan goes, I just got to ask you this: have you ever walked up to somebody and have the Addisons with you and say, "Hi, I'm Jada. Here's my friend Addison, my other friend Addison, my other friend Addison."
No, not yet.
Oh, I just thought that'd be pretty cool to do that one day. Well, I was thinking about how I'm Larry, my friend Daryl, my other friend. What I can't think of the show now. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'll shut up, Ryan.
Uh, what was one game this season that y'all had circled this off season that you couldn't wait to play?
Well, we kind of just play it one game at a time. I mean, just whatever.
And then, my goodness, uh, what has Coach Teague did to improve y'all's team from last year to this year?
Um, uh, well, I'm sorry, man.
If I can quit the coughing long enough, what has Coach Teague did to improve yourselves from last year to this year?
He's had a lot of patience with us. He'll sit and talk with us and explain what we need to do better and all that stuff. He's a really good.
Yeah, I've been around him a long time, so I know all about that.
Yeah.
And kind of the last, my goodness, Uh, see, are y'all where y'all want to be right now, or is there still a little bit of improvement that y'all could do
There's that
before y'all get into district tournament play and the postseason play?
um a lot of improvement that we need to do.
Mark,
Jada, I want to show you this picture here, and I don't know if you know any one of these. If you know these two females, maybe you could tell me who they are.
Yeah.
So I guess you know who they are.
Yeah.
Oh, what that was that what was that travel ball?
That was a prospect to little tournament that we played in.
Um, other than Ella and any other 13 Freedom girls you played with on that team?
Um, no, not that I. No, I don't think.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna save the good picture for Edward. He's the one put all the work in it. But I think I brought this up last year, and I have to replay it again this year. I just have to. So I guess I'm fixing to play. But uh, Jada, I was at that game there yesterday. The games. And they was playing some really, really good music, before you get up to bat and all that other stuff. Edward was trying to get his groove on, dancing around that little press box. Lucky he didn't get us arrested. They probably thought that there was something wrong with him trying to get his groove on. I kept thinking, there's only one person that had their groove on. So I will play a quick video and tell me if you know this person.
Number 19, Riley.
You're taking over my job. Highest paid bat girl in the country. Oh, I got a lot of balls. Jada, impressive, buddy.
Highest paid bat girl in the country, and then she gets into a TikTok dance off with Texas A&M's Amaya Montano, and just mic drop right here.
Yeah, she's getting it. Montano's trying a little bit. Jada is absolutely crushing
Going
it.
in. Going in like Caleb Rowe.
Yeah. She's way better than me, no doubt. I don't even need to tell you. It's not even close.
I'm kind of ask you, Jada. Why did they pack you off? I mean, you had the moves going on. Was you just blowing her away or something? They just didn't want. What was going on
I have no idea, but thank goodness. Oh my goodness.
there? You was dancing way better than Edward. I'll video Edward next time and play it. Then you'll know what I had to go through yesterday. I mean, yeah, but I mean, your experiences with that, I know we had talked about that last year too, but for some of the ones that didn't know that you had helped out on that, tell us a little bit about that.
About the dance off.
Yeah, yeah, about working with the softball team.
Oh, well, I was a bat girl. They were nice people. They were super sweet. I love their softball team. Probably their. No, it was really fun. They were
So what kind of dance was that you was doing?
doing.
I know all the dances seem to have names today because everyone's telling me you're doing some kind of dance. And I was like, what are you talking about?
It's called the Renegade.
Edward, do you know that?
I sure don't.
I don't either.
I'd break a hip if I was trying to move like that. So I mean,
Well, I'm still questioning why the girl from Kentucky packed her off. I mean, why did they just keep letting them duel like that? I don't know.
she's just
Maybe
smoking her too bad.
that's what I was thinking. Maybe did Kentucky win or lose that game?
I'm pretty sure
They won.
like
Okay. Well, maybe it was a motivation to get the win there, but Edward or Ryan, I'll let you finish it off. I know you probably got something you might want to show her, Edward. Edward actually does the work on these.
Well, before I go into that part, I've always got a few questions I love asking. But the first one, I'm looking at last year's stats and this year's stats. You're right on the verge without playing as many games as you did last season of already being better than what you was last season. So what have you done personally, outside of the travel ball and AAU to be able to help you improve?
Honestly, I go outside and hit as much as I can. It does get really cold and stuff, but I just try to go outside and hit as much as I can and work on hitting and fielding and all that.
And I know you play another sport too, but how hard is it to go from one sport to the next and be able to try to stay focused and get right into rhythm like you do?
I mean, I've done it I've always played multiple sports, so I'm kind of used to it by now. So it kind of just comes naturally, I guess.
If you played
And
football, what position would it be?
What?
If you played football, what position would it be?
Little, and I was a quarterback, and I was very good.
Oh yeah.
so, my final two questions for you. What would you say has been your most favorite game that you have played in? It can be this season, last season, any season. But what would be your favorite game that you've played in?
Probably yesterday's game, both of them. Our energy was so amazing. It was so fun. We had such a good time.
So speaking of yesterday's game, you know, Mark talked about the music that y'all came out to, but I seen the music in between that y'all was out there dancing and boogieing down to. Does that help you all like build your energy, your confidence? I mean,
Yeah, it does.
and
So, so
we
who's
did
the best
ask one of
dancer
your.
on your team? Who's the best dancer on your team? Jada?
Um, I, a hard one, honestly.
she's taking the peaceful way out.
But we did ask one of your teammates this same question. But do y'all get to pick your walkout music?
Yeah.
And so, has there been one certain player or team that you like playing against more than any other?
Mm, no, I don't. Not really.
So you just like playing against any team that's willing to play.
Yeah.
I can see that. If I played against Mark, I'd make sure that the performances you had on Saturday, that'd be the performances I want against him.
Yeah.
That way, while he's over there crying and stuff like that, I can kick dirt on him and laugh at him a little bit.
Yeah. Me and Edward's professional trash talkers. Jada, or do you talk ever? Do you talk during games, or you just to yourself?
I just keep to myself.
Have you ever been tempted to talk a little bit?
Mm, I mean, some, but I'll keep to
So you'd be like yesterday, once you got, I'm still going to consider it a inside the park home run. But once all that developed, you just didn't want to point at the crowd, flex, or point at the team and be like, "That's right, you see that?"
no.
I mean, I would if I'd have done that to Mark. I would have been pointing at him, flexing. I'd have made some awful faces, and then I'd just walked away.
And then I'd probably throw a pop at him or something like that, and it would probably been on or something like. But with pure speed, I gotta ask you before Rod ask you anymore. Have you ever been drove out at all trying to steal a base? Oh, you're really quick on the base pass.
I think I have like a couple times, but um, I don't think. in like this season.
Cause it's like almost like when one of your teammates would get a hit, it's like even if you was on first base, that's going to score 2 runs because I automatically know you was going to go. It's just like I think there's like one. You was like sort of catching up with the girl in front of you. And I'm like, wow, she's a flying. Yeah, I mean,
Well, Mark, to let you know, last season, if you're talking about stolen bases, she was 18 for 18,
so she
and
didn't get caught last year.
this season there's 14 games. It's got stats reported, and she's
Uh,
6 for 6.
oh yeah, 6 for 6.
I've got to ask one more question before I let Ryan go. I know last season I watched you get intentionally walked a couple times. Has anybody done that to you this season yet?
No,
So, how did you feel when those teams was intentionally walking you?
I mean it did boost my ego a lot, but at the same time, I like hitting and I really wanted to hit, so I was a little upset. But
But Ryan, you got anything?
Yeah, my one question. I know tomorrow and Tuesday y'all got a big, two big time district games with Middlesbrough. What's it like playing in that crosstown rival between Bell County and Middlesbrough?
I kind of think it just is like the same as any other game. Um, I don't think it brings too many bragging rights. I mean, I don't really talk to many of them over there, so kind of treat it like a regular game.
And you kind of just answered part of my next one about do you talk to any of them, but you answered that right doing that same question too. But Mark,
I, I want to personally thank you for coming on short notice. Um, do want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you. You've always been really upfront with us. Always been really cool for us. Always willing to give interviews and the Jada I know is the Jada I see right now. Always a smile on her face right now. But when you're on that softball field, you're all business there, and it's like a different person there, and it shows. Eighth grade, wow. We speak we use that term "sky's the limit" all the time, I mean, I think you're leaning heavier at this point in time softball, but next level, you're for sure going next level. If you decide to go that route, um, would multiple sports be in your future, or would you only like to stick to one sport,
Um,
or
the only other sport that I play is basketball. I thought about taking up soccer, but I don't think I would far with that as I would softball. I want college softball. I want to make it as far as I can with softball.
Edward? Do you want to show her the deal you rigged up for her, made up for her there?
You can. That way,
Or
my internet don't lag and make her wait 5 minutes for it to show up.
Edward's pretty good at these, but we try to do this for all of our guests, and hopefully I pull the right one up. But
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Edward will make them shareable. They'll be shareable to you. He'll send it to you and stuff, and your family be shareable for your pages or anything that you want to do. But yeah, I really like that one. He got the color really good there. And, uh, I like the middle one there, the cat's necklace there.
Yeah.
So that's something. Is that something you'd give? I mean, maybe you could tell me the story with the cat's necklace. That's something.
My
Uh,
mom ordered it for me, and
okay. As I'm going to have to get her to order me one, or I like that. I'll get Edward to pay for it.
It always comes down to me paying for all his stuff there, Jada. He always wants me to pay for everything.
But ain't that how it should be? Edward's the money maker in this group right here, so shouldn't he buy the stuff?
Yeah.
Well, see, I
but
thought Ryan made all the money.
Yeah, Ryan. Ryan's happy because his Cincinnati Reds went
I
and
don't.
swept the weekend away there. You are you a Major League
I didn't
Baseball
know. I didn't
fan,
know that.
Jada?
What was that?
Do you like Major League Baseball? You got any favorite teams?
Not really, no.
Well, me and Ryan, we're Reds fans. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I've
it.
got the shirt.
Edward just
I've got the shirt on.
yeah. Edward, he just jumps on the bandwagon. I don't know if I told you this story, Jada, but like in football, he likes Georgia and Ohio State. It just according to who's winning a national championship that year. In basketball, he likes Duke and North Carolina or whoever else is.
I
Edward's
don't
like a
like North
bandwagon.
Carolina. There is
Edward's
no
like a
North
bandwagon.
Carolina like.
So you're not like that, are you, Jada? I guess you stick with one team, don't you?
Yeah.
Uh huh.
You always got to have. You always got to have a backup plan.
So so Jada, tell me how can you like Ohio State and Georgia both in football?
I don't know.
See, she can't even understand that. I like Kentucky through and through, even if they're 1-20, I'll still like them. But let's say we're to Ryan. You have anything else
Absolutely.
for?
I just want
I
to,
want to tell you
like you
good luck the
said,
rest of the
thank her.
season.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I just want to say good luck the rest of the season, and
Thank you.
good luck going towards the postseason.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wanting to tell her too. Thank you for coming on. And, best of luck for the remainder of the season. And, just keep killing it like you are. And, the sky's the limit for you. And one more final question: have you ever thought about picking up pitching? Because I mean, you do a little bit of everything.
No, my mom won't let me.
Well, maybe I need to talk to her then. But again, thank you, and like I said, the sky is the limit for you. I mean, with the numbers you're putting out and the performances you do, I mean, I just can't wait to get to cover you, each season to see how much you improve each season.
Thank you.
Jada, I'll show you how light years ahead you are than what I was at that point. When I was in eighth grade, I played for a little league team called Napa. Okay, so you're playing varsity ball at the same grade I was playing little league in. So that shows you, you keep on keeping on. But I did actually hit a home run that year for Napa. Yeah, I did hit one home run, so I felt good that
But
time.
but what he's forgetting to tell you is, their fences was only about 10 foot from the second base.
Yeah, they wasn't far. They wasn't far. But thank you for coming on for sure, and you just keep on keeping on, and we'll have several more years to be able to follow you and just see where that future goes, and when you do get to the next level, remember us poor guys, slip us a ticket every now and then. Hey, come and watch us. With the NIL deals, you could say, "Hey, if I'm coming to school, you have to get Mark and Edward and Ryan season tickets, part of the NIL deal." So might be something to discuss or something.
Yeah.
But I do want to thank you for coming on. I know it's a school night. And I know you're wanting to relax. You had a long day yesterday, but again, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Great interview, and had fun yesterday, Edward. It was long, but it was fun. It's fun. If I had it to do over again and again and again, I would do it again and again and again and again. It's fun, and
I, I would too. You know,
yeah, yeah, I just love it, and I just love getting out promoting baseball, softball, and you hit it right on the nail earlier, Edward. It's about getting out. It's about getting out and supporting these kids and doing it the right way. And I've dropped the ball. I'll be the first to admit it. hopefully my health gets back to normal and I'm back to my norm and I can start going to as many games as you've been going to, Edward, and so that I can rub it back in your face. Hey, I'm going to more. But yeah, that's what it's about. But before we close the show off, first off, I want to thank Bryant Family Medicine for sponsoring us, and again the things that they do, and been there a few times to keep me going. If it wasn't for them, probably have the double hacks right now. But they've helped me out in more ways than you'll ever know. But you want to go over our top 10 rankings real quick? We'll start out with baseball, and I think it sort of I think it sort of worked itself out a little bit this time. A lot of head-to-head matchups. We're getting further on in the season, a whole lot more region games. Plus, you get the RPI kicking in now, and you see like a region record, head-to-head region, blah blah blah. It's easier to do these rankings, but I I feel pretty good at the rankings. Probably as good this week as I've had since week one. But we'll go for baseball rankings first. At one, Whitley County. At two, Corbin. At three, South Floral. At four, Clay County. At five, Knox Central. At six, Harlan County. At seven, Bell County. At eight, Harlan. Nine, North Floral. 10, Barville. And I could definitely see North Floral being on the move. I could see them jumping several more spots before the end of the year because when you start beating the Clay counties of the world, then you can beat anybody in the world because, Clay County has beat Whitley. And, we know the whole saga with Whitley Corbin. So I think there's a really, really big matchup here. I think, Ryan, quote me here. Didn't you tell me that we got South Laurel and who was playing? Who did South Laurel have?
South Law and Whitley
This
played
week?
Monday and Tuesday
Yes,
night.
South Laurel Whitley, and that's going to really. I mean, South Laurel win both them games, or I mean, they're probably our new number one. But Edward, Ryan, thoughts on it?
Well,
Ever
just like you said, Whitley, I would have to probably call them the sleeping giant earlier in the season. They did lose some seniors, and they was just having to put all the pieces back together in the right spots. And now I think they're back on the right track and got that, should I say, train a rolling. But everybody knows, how Corbin is. That they're going to be right there competing with everybody. Game in, game out. But I'm gonna have to jump down there to the seven spot mark because that's a team that you look at what they done last season compared to this season. That is a complete turnaround. I mean, it's a whole nother breed of a team there, especially playing with a lot of sophomores on their team and freshmen, and I think they've got maybe one senior if I'm not mistaken. But there's a big time matchup coming between with that number seven team. They play the number six team on Monday. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to is Monday and Tuesday. You do have a lot of district games going on that could change things up a little bit.
Harlan has been consistent all year. Harlan County's been consistent all year, and that's another one's been going silently in the night, and they can make some major noise too.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm on. When I look at these, the three games that I think will toss this ranking upside down. Of course, Mark, you said Whitley, South Law, but also Bell County, Holland County. They'll Monday and Tuesday, and then Tuesday, Not Central travels to Bonneville, or travels to Not Central. So there are three top 10 matchups right there in the same week, and two of them's on the same night. So I mean, this ranking is spot on, but it could get crazy if things work out. I mean, it could be a mess next week with these rankings.
I like what Barbell's doing. They're not an easy out for anybody, and Barbell will let you know they're there and love what they're doing down there, and that's interesting between Barbell and Knox Central. For sure. Barbell ain't shying away from nobody. I can tell you that. But I feel pretty solid with these rankings this week. Probably more solid this week than I haven't probably since the beginning of the year. But that being said, let's go to our softball rankings. And again, it's another list that I feel pretty good about because now you got a lot of head-to-head matchups and stuff like that. You got a lot of regional matchups. Number one, South Laurel. Number two, North Laurel. Number three, Corbin. Four, Jackson County. Number five, Link Camp. Six, Pineville. Seven, Whitley County. Eight, Harlan. Nine, Millsboro. And 10, Clay County. Going to go. You can't speak high enough. We knew from the get go what he was going to have with South Laurel, North Laurel, and Corbin. But you can't speak well enough about these smaller schools. Jackson County, Lincoln, Pineville, Harlan. Look what Millsboro did. Millsboro we just beat the number one team in the region, South Laurel. And Edward, you spoke about Millsboro all year. And again, I'm blowing you up way too much tonight. And it's one of them moments you could probably say, I told you so. And Millsboro prove to the world that they could play with anybody on any given night. Because if you don't believe me, look at who South Laurel's beat. So if you can beat South Laurel, then you could win on any given night, any 13 freedom matchup.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. And like I said earlier, I knew Millsboro lost two of their student athletes off from their team, but I knew they was returning the majority of that team back, and they showed it, beating South Laurel, that they can compete and beat and play with anybody, because when you can beat the South Laurels, and that right there speaks high about yourself right there. And you can't say nothing better than what Middlesboro's doing up there. And I've got to go see them firsthand, and if I'm not mistaken, you know Kenna Lawson's sitting right at about 47 strikeouts. Kaylee Lawson's got 49 strikeouts on the year, so that shows you how similar those two are, and how good their pitching and hitting is. And we also had a student athlete break over the 1,000 strikeouts for her career. And I just want to talk about her for a second too, about that Pineville team. They're showing strides of being a sleeping giant themselves. And when you've got a pitcher like Rachel Howard that has 147 strikeouts on the season, I mean, what more can you say about that?
Fine.
But I mean, I like the way these rankings are and everything. You talk about humongous, and I mean humongous matchups this week because I mean, like Monday, South Florida travels down to Corbin because I wrote them all down today, and then South Florida plays Whitley also, and then the big matchup. And this is the one I'm looking forward to is North Florida hosts Corbin. That's in London. So, I mean, that's the game that I'm looking to see kind of how it fights because depending on this week, these top three rankings may look different next week depending on how things go after this week.
North Laurel's a machine right now, folks. They're a machine. Would not surprise me if they don't win that game. Would not surprise me at all. North Laurel, I'm telling you, is really really playing good. Another team, uh, you know, I heard. I'm gonna use a football comment, but it was earlier in the year when Kentucky had pulled off a couple of games, and one of the SEC network guys said that I think maybe it was Kentucky and Georgia was playing next. That Kentucky, the fan base, the nation, they Kentucky needed that win, but of course they didn't get it. It's sort of like Whitley County, the Lady Colonels. They need that type of win because Whitley County has been really really good, but they just you just feel like just anything that could go good for them will put them to that next level as far and I'm telling you, and Whitley County is just as solid as anybody on that list right there. I'm very impressed on what they're doing at this point in time, and again, they're not going to be no easy out for anybody either.
I agree.
I mean,
That being
I
said,
agree to say.
we're well over an hour here. But Ryan, I'll let you start. Just tell us a little bit about Ryan and maybe some plans for the week and or shout outs or inspiration or anything you want to talk about or wishing somebody Merry Christmas or anything. It doesn't matter.
I do want to say good luck to the Jackson County Lady Generals as they will compete. I believe that is Saturday, the 27th, as they do compete in that All A state tournament deal. I believe that is in Owensboro. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember where they actually host that at. Uh, but go out and win one for the 13th region. Uh, and then my final quote for tonight, it is a softball quote. I decided to change it up tonight. Says in softball, as in life, the secret to success is teamwork. Lisa Fernandez, if I said that lady's name right.
Well, I'm gonna leave you with this right here. It's hard to beat a person who never quits. Babe Ruth.
Can't go wrong with the Babe for sure. And Babe was all baseball, and that's I actually like that movie. Now you got me wanting to watch that, the Babe, but gotta love the Babe, and I would really love to have one of his old baseball cards, but I guess I'll never be able to afford one of them. But yeah, nice comments, and I guess we ain't gonna let the cow out of the bag, but I guess there's some plans for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, as long as everything goes good, we've got some plans of live streaming a baseball game tomorrow night, right?
Yep, and I do plan. I will be there.
And it's a big time district matchup, so that's a game that I'm actually excited about getting to cover. And the fan base shows up for both of those two teams, and I'm really excited to see how both teams are going to be able to play against each other.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I went back yesterday, I think it was, and looked at the head-to-head matchups, how you can do on KCW now. And you look at all the games, there's some blowouts still, but for the most part, you've seen very close games.
But yeah, I take a Hackensburger right there. But to I guess we'll call it tonight. And again, thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you to Bryant Family Medicine, and just thank you for everybody that's tuned in. I want to leave you all with this, and this is sort of back a little bit about what Edward said earlier, and he'll get it really, really quick. But well done is better than well said. Ben Franklin, from all of us at Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media, good night and God bless.